Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And today I'm going to read the latest news to your date, to your time. I'm 39, 28 January, something, end of the day. So I must refresh it. So I should get the fresh latest news. Okay, I'll go at the same time. I should refresh the other six ones and the latest news here. Okay, is it okay? I've got it. These are the three channels that I've selected and to look at the fresh news in short term. Okay, and they were my favorite. You see, a newspaper was there, but I had a little problem with them. So, racing to the virus, why to be king to the vaccines won't be simple. 1 hour ago, drug makers are considering new versions of their vaccines to respond to the most concerning variants identified so far. Next is more than half of world's airline pilots no longer flying survey. This was updated about 2 hours ago. Those that are still flying feel less valued by their employers, says a survey of nearly 2,600 pilots. Then China sharpens language, warns Taiwan that independence means war. This was updated about 2 hours ago, and Taiwan is an inseparable part of China, says Chinese Ministry spokesman Wu Qian. And then what is next? Oil steadies as COVID-induced demand worries persist. Okay, this was updated 3 hours ago. And huge 10 million barrel decline in a US crude inventories supports prices. Then we see, and this was updated, I don't know, 3 hours ago. And then a market watch KSE 100 snaps a 3-day winning streak, updated 4 hours ago. And benchmark index falls 292.08 points to settle at 46,166.05. Then there's another news. Pope Francis to meet Iraq's top cleric on March visit. 4 hours ago was updated. The Pope will visit the former Islamic State stranglehold of Mosul, which has a significant Christian minority. Then we see foreign exchange. State Bank of Pakistan SBP reserves fall $15 million until $12.99 billion. Updated about 4 hours ago. Central bank cites no reason for decrease. Then there's another news that we see. We want the shorts we ordered. UK says as Europe's vaccine row escalates. So that was updated 4 hours ago. European Union is scrambling to get supplies just as the West's biggest drug makers slow deliveries due to production problems. And in the another news, Bar Council supports Justice Asma's appointment as head of broadsheet inquiry. It was updated 6 hours ago. Retired judges' neutrality questioned over association with Panama Papers case there. Then we see South Korea reviews AstraZeneca vaccine for elderly under rollout rollout plan that was updated 7 hours ago after the government unveiled a plan to inoculate 10 million high risk people by July. So these were the latest updated by Tribune and January 28, 2021. Now I see what says Delhi, Pakistan, and you see some news are there. Pakistan South Korea holds bilateral dialogue on climate change and what is science. 11:10 p.m. 28 January 2021. And it's see, and then Punjab bans Basants again. Okay, updated 10:55 p.m. 28 January 2021. Police trace. Yes, this was very interesting news. You can see the police trace underage driver spotted driving SUV in Bhutan. 10 p.m. 28 January 2021. Then we see students rob two boys in Karachi. 8:42 p.m. 20 January 28 January. Then there is Ministry of Human Rights in a partnership with the European Union launches Pakistan's first human rights resource portal, updated at 8:32 p.m. 28 January. Then Pani Ke Punk. Prime Minister Imran launches a documentary drama in Islamabad video, updated at 8:05 p.m. and 8:05 p.m. 8:05 p.m. 28 January 2021. And now money laundering. UK court orders what is this? Extradition of Abraj founder Arif Naqvi to United States. Now 7:49 p.m. 28 January. And reducing unfair in recruitment. In recruitment, case of police in Pakistan, updated at 7:20 p.m. 28th January 2021. Then we see this new drama has become Netflix's most popular series ever, updated at 6:55 p.m. 28th January. And the three TTP militants arrested in Karachi operation, updated at 6:37 p.m. 28th January. Then we have Park versus South Africa. South Africa led by 29 runs at the stumps on third day of first test against Pakistan. Updated at 6:12 p.m. 28th January 2021. Then there is another news. Pamela Anderson marries for the fifth time. Updated at 5:50 p.m. 28th January 2021. Next in line, we see a massive opportunity inside, updated at 5:13 p.m. 28th January. Inside Bhaktava Gupta's Mendi at the Blood House, updated at 4:40 p.m. 28th January. And Abrarul Haq dedicates his latest song to Prime Minister Gan, updated at 4:18 p.m. 28 January 2021. Saudi Prince delegation arrived Balochistan to hunt Mubarak busters, updated at 3:53 p.m. 28 January. And other news that are in line, we can see Jordan's top military leader calls on Pakistan naval chief to discuss maritime affairs, regional security. Updated at 3:02 p.m. Um, 30th January. Watch Sarwat Gilani and Myra Sethi shed light on negative connotations about feminism in Pakistan. Was updated at 2:46 p.m. 28th January 2021. Then we have a president confers Hilal Imtiaz M on Jordanian military chief, and this it was updated at 2:32 p.m. 28th January 2021. And top coach rejects a Sindh government appeal, directs to release Omar Sheikh. Updated at 1:45 p.m. on 28th January 2021. And the Bank of Habib's profit increases by 59.48%, updated at 1:27 p.m. 28th January 2021. And next news, look who is talking. Governor Singh responds to dog enjoying a protocol video, updated at 1:26 p.m. 28 January 2021. ADB approves $10 billion for economic recovery of Pakistan, updated at 12:53 p.m. at on 28 January. Then we have this news. Don't lie to me. India's top cardiologist gets wives scolding of live feed video. Updated at 12:28 p.m. January 2021. January 28th, 2021. Biden wants Biden, we can't wait any longer to address the climate crisis. Updated at 12:03 p.m., 28 January 2021. Prayer leader butchered inside Lahore House. Updated at 11:54 a.m., 28 January 2021. Corruption increases. Pakistan slips four places on a global corruption perceptions index 2020. Um, Updated at 11:13 a.m. 28 January 2021. Pakistan to start COVID-19 vaccination from next week, NCOC chief. Updated at 10:35 a.m. 28 January 2021. Next, we see that Karachi Court awards the death penalty to man for opening daughter's friend or raping daughter's friend. Updated at 10:06 a.m. at 28 January 2021. COVID-19, Pakistan reports 1,910 new infections, 64 deaths in 24 hours, updated at 9:25 a.m. on 28 January. Live open market for currency exchange rates in Pakistan today, 2021, January 28, update 9 a.m. Update 9 a.m. This is what I should say. A late update, latest update is 9:05 a.m. on 28th January. Then we have today's gold rates in Pakistan, 28th January 2021, and it was updated at 8:05 a.m. on 28th January 2021. This is what today's gold rates in Pakistan, 28th January 2021 at 8:45 a.m. 28th January. Then there is 3 days sports festival kicks off in Khaltib, a frozen lake today at updated at 12:05 a.m. 28th January 2021. Prime Minister Imran Khan singer Shazad Roy shared views on a promotion of education. 12 a.m. 28 January 28th January 2021. And then we see yesterday's news. We don't need to. I'm just reading them without. Shavkat Mahmood's green lights launch of single national curriculum from next academic year. Then what lies is a woman declared dead in Pakistan comes back to life, gets up and walks away. Um, Interesting news. LifeWire partners with the PCB as official hygiene partner for 2021. What is this news? Because some people are so careless about it. Let's see, the more and more news. This, what is this news? Let us see this. Something very strange. Woman declared dead in Pakistan comes back to life, gets up and walks away. Multan, a woman who was pronounced deceased yesterday at Multan Sanitza Hospital, literally returned from the dead and walked away after spending the night dead. Doctors are providing her proper treatment and are investigating whether declaring her dead was a mistake or if she has really returned to life after a rare situation called near death experience NDE, in which people, for all intents and purposes, die but return to life. Either way, the woman who was brought into hospital for a gunshot wound after getting hit in a crossfire is alive and being treated for the wound. Nisa Hospital Director Emergency Dr. Amjad Chandial claimed that the woman was not pronounced dead in the emergency room, but a death certificate was issued by the hospital and it is being investigated into whether a lapse was committed and by whom. So this was seen to remove the mystery. I have read the news. Now let's see what is lying on the latest business recorder. It was also interesting to read this. Now, game point. What is this? Update an hour. Okay, games. GameStop stock retreats as retail investors accuse brokers of blatant rigging. GameStop stock was going through an unprecedented rally as a social media forum. Users started buying the stock. GME rally exposed a short position of Wall Street hedge funds, notably Melvin Capital, who lost $14 billion in a matter of days. In a bizarre turn of events, the brokers halted trade on GME, AMC, NOK stocks. Retail social media investors are calling the move blatant market manipulation. Then we see this was reported, updated about an hour ago. Then we have India cricket chief Ganguly undergoes a second heart operation in weeks. He is fine and good. He will be kept under observation for a few days, the doctor said. This news was published about 2 hours ago. Another news that is United Nations chief urges world rest reset after devastating year. Doctors presented his what is this? Gutters presented his priorities for the year to the General Assembly following 2020, marked by the coronavirus pandemic and economic crisis. State Bank of Pakistan's forex reserves fall. Foreign reserves held by the State Bank of Pakistan stood at $12,999.4 million and by commercial bank at $7,108.1 million. And you see, Pakistan, this was updated about 3 years ago. Long-term planning, self-dependence inevitable for country's development, Prime Minister Imran said the previous governments executed short-term projects just to attract votes by cutting ribbons within their tenures, which dragged the country kind. It was published 3 hours ago. KP Chief Minister directs shifting of DG Khyber office to Jamrud. The meeting reviewed in detail progress so far made on the ongoing development schemes, law and order, matters related to merger. Then it was updated about 3 years ago. Then we have country's economy improved due to government's unwavering efforts. Minister, he said the incumbent government came into power with the slogan of accountability of the corrupt. This was published about 3 years ago. Then we have Punjab government distributes 5.2 million health insurance cards. Yasmin. She said these health cards are for the indoor facilities including neurosurgery, cardiac treatment, and dialysis. Published about 3 hours ago. And next headline, we see Supreme Court orders release of prime accused in Daniel Pearl murder. United States journalist Daniel Pearl was doing research on religious extremism in Karachi when he was abducted in January 2002. And this news was updated about 3 hours ago. Government working to enhance energy mix, Ayub says. The minister said energy mix will include 60% energy through clean and green resources, 10% each from nuclear and thermal resources. Then we have, and this was updated about 3 hours ago. All these news they are updated 3 hours ago. Pakistan looks forward to work with the new United States administration foreign office. He said Pak United States bilateral relationship has been a factor for regional peace and stability. It was published about 3 hours ago. Now, Shibli for us, the government committed to make efforts for protection, welfare of media workers, Shibli. Shibli said that the government is also working on the provision of health cards to journalists, and this was published about 3 hours ago. Now we see Pakistan, Iran agree to expedite the process of establishing the border markets along Pak-Iran border. The ambassador informed that almost all formalities to establish border markets have been approved from the Iranian side. It was updated about 3 hours ago. Then we have another news about COVID-19. COVID-19 claims 12 more lives, infects 657 others across Sindh. The chief minister urged the people of the province to follow SOPs, updated about 3 years ago. PIA to restart biometric attendance of employees from February 1. All employees will mark their attendance through a biometric system from February 1, reads the circular. The management of the PIA had suspended the biometric attendance in all offices due to the second wave of the coronavirus 19 COVID-19 pandemic. Now we have another news. Typhoid vaccine to be launched in 12 districts in first phase, Dr. Firdaus. She said that research was being conducted to find out reasons why typhoid was not being controlled. Updated 3 hours ago. National Assembly Speaker visits Darul Uloom Haqqaniya. He said the single curriculum would ensure equality and equal opportunities to all, published about 3 hours ago. And we have the same. Youths need modern day facilities for international level sports. Um, Two new news have come up. I shall read them in the end. Okay. Youths need modern day facilities for international level sports competitions. Speaker National Assembly also directed the delegation to prepare a PC, what is this? One of rupees 1 million for the un, what is upgradation of Bumkale Sports Complex, updated 3 hours ago. And a broadsheet inquiry into soon exposed past misdeeds of PDM Pervez Khattak. He said, let them PDM go for this attempt to face historical defeat and humiliation, adding he said the PTI enjoyed a clear majority in the House. Updated about 3 hours ago. Now, PSX losses 292 points to close at 46,166 points. As many as 405 companies transacted shares in the market. 152 of them recorded um, a gain and 236 sustained losses, published 3 hours ago. Now, gold prices decreased by rupees 50 per tola. And the price of per tola and 10-gram silver also witnessed no change. So this was updated 3 hours ago, and the delegation of under training police officers calls on CJP. Chief Justice welcomed the delegation and they gave them an overview of the criminal justice system in Pakistan. Updated about 3 hours ago. Minister reviews measures for city cleanliness. The minister said that he wanted the best results with the minimum cost and the conspiracies and the companies having good machinery that should be encouraged. Updated 3 hours ago. Participation in Khartoum Fair helped enhance the Pak Sudan trade, TDAB. The ambassador of Pakistan welcomed the guests and informed them that Pakistan was producing quality goods and services at very competitive price. Next, we have Karachi ranked second most polluted city. Karachi ranked second most polluted city in the world. The amount of polluted particles in the city's air has been recorded 260 particulate meters. India's capital, New Delhi, topped the list, followed by Karachi and Bangladesh, capital Dhaka. Three fake accounts referring against Zardari adjourned till February 3. During hearing, the court started to record the statement of NAB witness Hassan Aslam, published 4 hours ago. Cristiano Ronaldo broke coronavirus rules. Reports. Under current Italian coronavirus rules, the couple should not have left the town of Turin, and they each risk a fine of 400 euro, dollar 485. Tennessee governments must win vaccinations race amid record damned IMF. The IMF now sees world growth recovering this year with a 5.5% GDP expansion after contracting the 3.5% last year, updated 5 hours ago. Yasser helps Pakistan foil South Africa fight in first test. Earlier, Pakistan scored 378 and to take a crucial lead over South Africa's first innings total of 220, published 5 hours ago. Past government destroyed all state institutions, the Prime Minister Imran. Khan said that the government will provide all possible assistance to promote the film and drama industry in the country. Pakistani nation has a huge potential, and we will have to repose confidence in ourselves to tap this hidden talent, said Prime Minister Imran. That was updated 4 hours ago. Cricket Council finds Sri Lanka's Loku Heritage guilty of fixing. Loku Heritage was found guilty on all three counts after being formally charged in November 2019 before a three-member tribunal. Updated 5 hours ago, PIA to start operating Turbat Sharjah flights from February. Two flights will be operated in the week on this route, said the PIA spokesperson. ADR planes will be used for flight operations between Turbat and Sharjah, said the airline, updated 5 hours ago. German cartel office extends the probe of ties between Facebook and Oculus, an ecosystem which extends across various markets. An almost unchallengeable position of economic power is particularly characteristic in this aspect. In view of Facebook's strong market presence with the um, eponymous social network, WhatsApp and Instagram, such as Position, may be deemed to exist, updated 5 hours ago. Over 87,482 metric tons of fish. Fish preparation of worth $185,000, 85.088 million. Million metric tons of fish and fish products exported. This I read it once again. Over 87,482 metric tons of fish. Fish preparations worth $185.088 million exported in 6 months. About 87,482 metric tons of fish and fish products exported as compared The exports of 89,695 metric tons of same period of last year. Primary balance remains surplus of rupees 216 billion in 5 months. The fiscal deficit during the period under review was recorded at 1.8% of GDP against the deficit of 1.6% of the GDP last year, updated 5 hours ago. Rupee gains 25 paisa against the United States dollar. Buying and selling trades of dollar were recorded at rupees 160 and rupees 161.5 respectively, published about 5 hours ago. Bangladesh to launch vaccination drive for cricket players. The Bangladesh Cricket Board has ruled out resuming cricket at all levels until all players are vaccinated. About 6 hours ago, updating. Brazilian striker Junior Negrão leaves Asian champions Ulsan Hyundai. The 34-year-old finished the competition as joint top scorer with Abdulrazak Hamdullah Hamadullah of Saudi Arabia, Al Nasr with 7 goals, but the Brazilian has decided it is time to move. I have been here for 3 years, but now it's time to say goodbye, Junior said. And then we have world's most dangerous malware botnet defeated. After 2 years of efforts, the FBI, Europol, UK's National Crime Agency, and others were able to effectively take down Emotet, the biggest malware um, botnets in the world. About 6 hours ago, operation. And then the Prime Minister wants an effective plan to address the university's issues. The meeting was chaired by the Prime Minister to review issues faced by the universities in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa (KP) provinces. The proposals on the appointment of experienced heads of the university were also presented before the meeting, updated about updated about 5 hours ago. How was that? Then we have sports. Sheffield, UTD, Utud, boss wild koi on survival hopes after shocking command UTD. What is this? United, Man United. United manager Nabil Hope and the Blades can make it see uh, when they visit table topping Manchester City on Saturday. Then we have South Africa resist after Pakistan's big lead in the first test at the rain. Aden Markram was on a 34 and Racy Wonder Dusan was on a 17. The Westers need another 74 runs to avoid an innings defeat. What is this? Updated when was about 7 hours ago. Maguri makes Man United to rallying a cry after shock defeat. If the deputy Guardiola's team win their game in hand, and they will be 4 points clear of United, who have not won the Premier League since 2013. About 7 hours updation, and then Pakistan will continue to support Kashmiris for their right to self-determination for an office. Chaudhary says India perpetrating gross human rights violations in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. China has reaffirmed the commitment to further strengthen the relations between the two countries on office. Updation 6 hours ago, then Thailand's um, I think there is something wrong. These magnificent long list cannot be okay. It's finishing. We shall see this. I must read this. Thailand's Rechanok in Tanon downs the Indian star TV Sindhu. In Tanon, trailed for most of the first game against Sindhu, but showed a um, ballerina's footwork and killer instinct to take it 21 to 18, updated 8 hours ago. Next, we have Pakistan keen to work with President Biden administration for science. The minister was hopeful that the new USA administration will place science and technology cooperation as a priority area of the mutual relationship. Then we have government decides continuing efforts to hold Senate polls via open ballot. The development was made in a session of the government spokesperson chaired by Prime Minister Imran Khan earlier in the day. Prime Minister Imran said that the government wants to ensure transparency in Senate. In Senate elections, updated 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, date is not changing. Okay, the High Court indicts Mir Shakil, two others in illegal land allotment case. All the three accused pleaded not guilty to the charges. The court ordered NAB to summon its witnesses to record their statements at the next hearing on February 16, published about 8 hours ago. Then we have Prime Minister Imran Khan, PM Imran summons important sessions of minister spokespersons. They will review the economic and political situation of the country, besides holding consultations regarding the government's narrative. The Premier is also expected to issue guidelines to the minister and the spokesperson, updated about 6 hours ago. What is this? You can see this flag. Kenya's economy shrinks in Q3 2020 as COVID hits tourism, providing some support. However, the agriculture, forestry, and the fishing sector grew 6.3% from 5% expansion in the same period in 2019, 10 hours ago. Then about market, Jordan tends to buy 120,000 tons feed barley, and the tender deadline is February 2, updated 10 hours ago. Then we have about coffee. New York coffee may test resistance at dollar 1,000 dollar 1.2695. The third wave labeled C is unfolding towards the target zone. published 10 hours ago. Now, Kenyan shilling holds steady after policy markets. Policymakers maintain trades at 0715 GMT. Commercial banks quoted the shilling at 110.05, public 110.25 to the dollar, published about 10 hours ago. Then we have Money calls for equitable access to COVID-19 vaccine for developing countries. Akram says if the COVID disease is not controlled, it would further impede the economic recovery in the developing countries and slow down the global recovery. Developing countries need fiscal space and a significant additional liquidity for the revival of economic envoy, published about 10 hours ago. WHO team approving coronavirus origins in China, Wuhan leaves quarantine. And WHO quarantine, our World Health Organization led team investigating the origins of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic left a quarantine hotel in Wuhan on Thursday and to begin fieldwork 2 weeks after arriving in the Chinese city where the virus emerged in late 2019. The mission has been plagued by delays, concerns over access, and weakening between China and the United States, which has accused Beijing of hiding the extent of the initial outbreak and has criticized the terms of the visit. Updated about 10 hours ago, China opposes the discriminatory actions by India against Chinese firms. India decides to keep its ban on a video on TikTok and 58 other Chinese apps after reviewing the company's responses on issues such as compliance and privacy. About 11 hours ago, updation. Then we have another news with a flag possible Moderna COVID-19 vaccine delivery shortfall. Pfizer and BioNTech vaccine deliveries, including to Switzerland, have been impacted as they temporarily slow production at a plant in Bourges, Belgium, in preparation for boosting its capacity. British Prime Minister Johnson heads to Scotland to argue against the breakup of United Kingdom. Scottish nationalist attempts to force a change to the United Kingdom's constitution are a massive distinction while government battles COVID-19. British Minister for the Cabinet Office, Michael Gove, said updation about 11 hours ago. And then we have Asia coffee, Vietnam, domestic prices trade in tight range as harvest ends. Meanwhile, in Indonesia, Indonesia's Lampung province coffee prices remain unchanged with the Sumatra Sumatran Robusta Sumatran Robusta beans being offered with a $250 premium under the March contract and a $290 premium to the April contract, trader said. Updates about um, uh, 11 hours. Now we go to the news, the latest updates that were made. PDM leaders appeal to but garnered massive support due to personal agendas, simply. The opposition leaders, he said, were in fact doing no good unto themselves as they had no moral grounds. Updated 37 minutes ago. And the long-term planning to self-dependence inevitable for country development. The Prime Minister, he said, under the contracts, the government had to pay capacity payment even without consuming the electricity, updated about 42 hours ago. And no new updations, maybe this one. And this news I read in the beginning. Okay, so all this was updated from this site. So you can see this. And also very long video, perhaps more than 1 hour. Thank you for watching and being very patient. And next, I shall try to make short videos because I did not initiate, take to make the latest updates. So I was just reading the news from the newspaper. There were only five news, and here this is the full scanning of the newspaper in at the latest updates. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. Goodbye.